What is happening, crypto world? This is not going to be much of a cryptocurrency segment, video, whatever this is. It's going to be more a scattergun approach of my articles that I think are worth sharing with others and my analysis on it. So here we go. We've got the use of fear to control behavior in the COVID crisis was totalitarian, admit scientists. Moral of the story, as at 9/11, the freedoms that are taken away are very hard to get back. Sometimes events may trigger freedoms to be taken away that will never be coming back. It may give governments reach where maybe they shouldn't have reach. Think about the Patriot Act and 9/11. Moving on. We have the Ethereum Merge coming soon. We have a countdown timer. 3 days, 11 hours. After this, a whole new world, a new future for cryptocurrency, I'm not sure. Pulse chain is going to burn Ethereum, in my honest opinion. We all know this, the industry all knows this, but for some reason, censorship is the aim of the game. For some reason, censorship is what puts Ethereum at the top of Google searches when you search for like cryptocurrency or some shit. Instead of Hex or Pulse chain or derivatives of Hex. Or, I don't know, Richard Hart, for example, the founder of Hex and Pulse chain. Anyway, moving on, because, you know, when merge, we're on the verge of the merge, and this is going to be the biggest thing in cryptocurrency. Who cares about, you know, the cheaper fees, the faster throughput, the world's largest airdrop, or the fork of the entire state of Ethereum. You know, you don't even need to move things across a bridge. It'll be dropped onto a brand new chain. Like, it just keeps it simple, you know. This is the latest thing. We've got this tab, the coronavirus tab. We've got the war in Ukraine tab, and now we've got this new tab. That's pretty much all I'm going to mention on this and this topic. You know, there's economists who predicted there's inflation is not a problem and interest rates will be okay to be at record lows for like God knows how long. The same ones are now telling us that a couple more interest rates are going to come because inflation is now such a problem. So this article indicates that. This article here basically explains top economists, you know, are warning that rates are likely to increase. So the same top economists that put the economy in this position are the ones warning us that more rates are coming. Woo! Holy shit! What did you know that? I didn't know that. Have you been watching the content on YouTube? It's all it is. Armageddon's coming. Armageddon's coming. Financial crash, depression, recession. Let's make up some new terminology because we're not actually in a recession. Technically, inflation was 0. Moving on. We got the energy crisis. Now, why is the energy crisis a thing? The energy crisis is a thing because the countries who need energy from another country decided to supply lethal aid to a country to fuck up that country. And that country happens to be, you know, has a few nukes and shit like that. And yes, I don't agree one bit with the special military action that Russia did to invade Ukraine. Back when it tried to take Crimea, when it did take Crimea. Whenever this ongoing skirmish began as well. It's messed up, man. Messed up. We got China watching to see how their battle plans on Taiwan. We've got the US elections coming up. We got rates going up. We got the Korean Peninsula. We got the Middle East. You know, where's the world gonna flare? Where's World War III gonna flare first? The Middle East or the Korean Peninsula? Or now, the South China Sea in Taiwan or Ukraine. Like, do we really think World War III is going to be kicked off over Ukraine or Taiwan? Seriously, does Russia or China think they're really going to be the global reserve currency in the basket where they represent about 1% maybe relative to the US dollar, which is about 60%, and the euro, which is about 25%? Do you really think that's what's going to actually take place? Do you really think the military spending of the US is being shadowed by Russia or China? Or is this more of the military-industrial complexes? Fog of mirrors. Fog of mirrors? Can't remember the terminology. I think you know what I'm talking about. Then again, this is concerning. You know the saying, they won the battle, but they didn't win the war. Now, it could be a turning point, maybe. Maybe it's a gift from above, you know, everyone's just gonna chill out and stop trying to push us all to World War III. But it appears that Ukrainians have cut off a key supply line. Again, I'm not a military expert, never been in the military. I have no formal training of any sort. But I can analyze news articles, and sometimes when you see fake news being reported, it makes you wonder, you know, is this even real what I'm reading? How do I even know without actually going there and seeing for myself? Like, is this taking place? I'm not saying that it didn't take place. I'm just saying we see a mighty victory because Russia put up a white flag and pissed off to regather. Is that good? Or is that warning of further things to come? Because maybe they're being pushed into a more difficult situation and they're going to use increased force. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I just don't like it. I just want it to stop. And every day it doesn't stop. It just keeps. It's just one of those things, you know. Is it going to trigger World War III? How is this going to affect the timeline? So moving on from that wonderful message, we had this funny meme, and I'm trying to figure out what it was. I'm having a chuckle to myself because having a look over here, I think it's relating to this. I could be wrong, you know. Where is it? Navy's, like, on top of all of this, on top of everything that's going on, this gets just dropped out there into the news outlet, the news cycle, and as well as the economy in the particular shape that it is now, where they've got they've pulled all the levers, but they've pulled them all in the wrong direction, and now they've lost the calibration. They don't know what the fuck the economy's gonna do. Like, soft landing, yeah. We're gonna just stop raising rates and we'll leave the economy in this permanent state of fuckness. Like, oh, and then we'll hire some more IRS agents in the US. Oh, and then we'll we'll try and sanction a code, and that, what? In one, oh my god, it's a fucking nightmare. Like, what is going on? We've got Navy says all UFO videos classified, releasing will harm national security. On top of everything else, this is the time to release this. You've got, we've got some videos and it will harm national security because it might blow people's minds that where did we actually come from? All right, so I don't even know. I'm like a deer in the headlights, and I do not know what direction to go next, because every single thing I'm seeing on the internet deriving from any form of media outlet is just mind-blowingly insane, and I'm having a hard time keeping it together to not go on some crazy wild rabbit trail and be like, this is causing this, is causing this, is causing this, is causing this, is linked to this, is linked to this, because it's quite easy to do. In some cases it could be provable, but what I will do is direct your attention to this. Now, I don't know if you've heard of the cancel culture, internet censorship, and that sort of thing, you know. But there's a guy called Andrew Tate, you may have heard of him. He was getting pretty large, you know, on the internet until he got cut. Like a synchronized attack. The same playbook that got rolled out back in 2018 on I guess the InfoWars platform, yeah, this particular platform. Now, he is actually Andrew Tate is having an interview on InfoWars. I think it's being released tomorrow. Make sure to check it out if you're into this. And it's something, for some reason, that the whole world doesn't want you to see. Like, you are forbidden for watching this forbidden information, right? Because YouTube took the U out of YouTube, and if I say the wrong thing, they'll cancel this channel. So if I get too crazy on here, not to incite violence or anything like that, but if I say the wrong thing about a treatment, or if I say the wrong thing about what I think could be a cause of something, and I'm allowed to do that here in Australia because I have the political freedom of speech, and basically everything I say is political when you think about it. Like, I think that's fucked that the government would do that. That's a political statement, right? I think that's cool that cryptocurrency exists. That's a political statement, you know? I think reporters are scum for taking photos of like deaf people's family. Like that's a political statement, yeah? And I think the banks are all shit. I think inflation sucks. I think the economists don't know what the fuck they're doing. I think politicians are retarded because they didn't think about the flow-on effects of going to war with a country who they get their gas from. Yeah? I think Putin's a fuckhead for invading Ukraine. And I think the rest of the world's insane for funding this weapons testing mission. And I think this guy's funny as fuck. And I think aliens are real, man. But maybe that's crazy. Alright, maybe that's just crazy. And I think we should all, if you are so inclined to, you'll probably find out later. Watch this video. If you don't hear about it at all, there's no media coverage, it's just media blackout, you know you definitely have to watch it because something is going on that we can't always see with the naked eye. Alright, signing out. Thank you for listening.